So LAPD just came out and took all the kids.
Hey, does anyone have a warrant for this arrest? For these arrests? Are these legal arrests? Do you have badge numbers? Do you have names? Hey, do we have any warrants for these arrests?
Hey, hold up. You got everybody? We good? How many you got here? And I'll be left in. Huh? Let's get you up. Hey, unions, get unions up. Unions up. Last man. Get in the union right now.
ICE are raiding again. Do you hear what I said? ICE are raiding again. And this time around, they've taken it really serious. They're going to workplaces, construction sites, schools, like schools too. This is scary. ICE are raiding again. I don't want to scream, but that is just it right now. And it's really, really crazy. It's bloody. They're taking people off the streets. People without crimes are actually going to be detained and they're going to suffer. I hate to use that word suffer, but they're going to suffer. Let's watch this, right? Let's watch this while I come back with the commentaries.
Breaking news, ICE trapped 3 Democratic members of Congress between a fence at an ICE facility for almost half an hour, refusing to let them go. That literally is an illegal detention of members of Congress. As you know, members of Congress have the legal right to inspect these facilities. These are federal facilities. They showed up, they understood that there were migrants under arrest there, and they went to inspect, and the ICE men, who were of course masked, refused to give their names, refused to give their identities, locked the members of Congress. They basically let them in the gate and then locked them there so they couldn't leave, they couldn't go in, and left, and just let these guys trapped behind the fence. This is incredibly dangerous stuff, guys. Whether you like Republicans, whether you like Democrats, you've got to respect the democracy in our country, and Congress has the right for oversight. They have the right to show up at federal facilities. They have the right to inspect them. You can't detain them illegally, members of Congress, because you don't like their politics, because you disagree with their positions. That's what we do in undemocratic countries, in authoritarian countries, when Russia and China. It's not what we do in America. It wasn't until today.
The following video can be a little triggering. It is from an ICE arrest in Fort Smith, Arkansas this morning. It was uploaded by the family. Check the video out. How can you not see that and not have your blood boil? Like, I feel like my blood is boiling watching that video. According to the family, the individual has no criminal record, and they also have a work permit, according to the family. So there's really no reason for ICE to show up like that and be as aggressive. And we're currently in contact with the family, so we're trying to see how we can support. We know that they have an immigration attorney already. So hopefully something can be done to support this family at this time. I just post this kind of video to show people, what's happening in our state, what's happening in our country, that people that with ICE are showing up like that to people's homes and at 6 in the morning, someone that's heading to work. It just makes me mad looking at that.
Well, as a lot of concerned citizens that have children that go to this elementary school in Chula Vista know, that ICE was seen picking up a mother who had children with her on her way to drop the kids off at school. A statement released by Tasha Williams, a known activist in the community, says this morning at 8:45 a.m. in Chula Vista, a mother was forcefully detained by Department of Homeland Security agents while she was with her children on a side street near an elementary school. The ICE agents apprehended her and left her children on the side of the street. Thankfully, the school was able to contact a family member who arrived and safely picked them up. This is happening near our children. This is happening near our schools. Trump, you need to stop this now. The Chula Vista Elementary School District has since responded with this statement above.
I wanted to come on here and say thank you to everybody who has said such kind comments and everything about my video and my experience yesterday. I'm genuinely taken aback because I don't feel as if I did anything courageous or noble. I assumed that my view would be what anybody would think when they see people fleeing our government and having a huge police presence and everything else next to their home in the country. I thought that everybody would think that was messed up. We could go round and round politically about the administration and the government and ICE and how illegal aliens and deporting them is the solution to our problems, and I simply do not agree. And my experience here and in a lot of places is that the Hispanic community are not criminals. Being illegal and being a criminal are very two different things. And the difference is between me and myself and why I don't feel fear like they do is because I have privilege. And people with privilege need to understand and put themselves in the shoes of people that don't have privilege. And for me, I feel protected and I feel safe because I have a lot of resources and the ability to do that. But some people do not. My biggest takeaway from this experience has been a positive one, because I think that what I learned and what I hope a lot of you learned is that a lot of people do not agree what's happening in our country with ICE right now on just a very human level. And it's okay to speak up and say, I think it's messed up and I'm not going to support participating in the persecution and terrorizing people that are minding their own business, doing their own thing. There are more people in our neighborhood and all around us that have active warrants right now that we don't know about. But yet we have the privilege of privacy, right? And they don't. And now all of a sudden they're wanted and they're being questioned. And I think that we need to show those people that are scared right now, as they should be, that you are cared about. This community in Black Forest, I know there's other people, because I've talked to them, that we support you and we know you're not criminals. And I really hope and I do pray for your families here. And if you ever need support or anybody to talk to, I'm here, minding my own business out here with my horses. So thanks again. Take care.
So America is spending millions of dollars sending immigrants to detention centers, holding them there indefinitely, or deporting them, I'm so sorry, I'll correct myself, human trafficking them to countries where they have no ties whatsoever. And we don't know whether or not they are offenders or criminals at all, because they are using no due process, which is actually their constitutional right as human beings on US soil. If you think that that's wrong, please see your constitution. I have my copy here. It's available in the 5th Amendment and the 14th Amendment. Okay. So we don't know whether they're criminal offenders or not, because no due process. We don't know if they are legal immigrants or born in America, legal born citizen. We don't know that either, because no due process. Right. But this week we put a proven sex offender and human trafficker and rapist of children in a minimum security prison. And on the 5th of November, 80 million people put an adjudicated rapist, sex offender, and now, due to no due process, human trafficker in the White House. If I had to explain this to my children in good conscience, I don't know how I could. I don't know how any of you are coping with this. If you are a parent, currently having to explain this to your children. You have my sympathy, you have my empathy. I wish you comfort. I am so sorry. I do not know how. I'm at a loss.
We're going to stand together. We're going to do everything we can to protect and to reunite the families. And we are also going to fight to make sure that when the court renders a decision, that decision is upheld. And to me, this is just further evidence. And so you say that there is evidence that they were asking, are people here looking for work? How is that consistent with them saying that they were looking for the gang members or that they were abiding by the TRO, and I think abiding by the TRO would mean that they would have a warrant, that there would be specific people, because that is federal power that we can't challenge if there was a specific warrant for a specific individual. But just looking at people to see whether they were working, that to me is inconsistent with the federal government abiding by the
So, what you just watched and what I understand is Fox News went on the road with ICE, and they went in back of a Penske truck. What's that fucking remind you of? Them so-called Patriot Front motherfuckers. Yeah, so they're back in a Penske truck, and they pull up in the Home Depot parking lot in, I believe, MacArthur Park, California. And yeah, that's how they conducted their raid with Fox News there. Yeah, what the fuck? This is not normal. This is not okay. And all you fucknuts who support this are just sick and twisted in your head.
These illegal immigrants are lazy, they're not working, then why is ICE showing up to work sites that are known to have disproportionate amounts of immigrants? These immigrants don't care about traditional American values, family values. Why are they showing up to elementary school graduations and ripping kids away from their parents? They don't pay taxes, they don't contribute. Undocumented immigrants paid more in taxes than billionaires did. It would be fine if they just immigrated the right way. Then why are ICE agents showing up to immigration court and picking people up outside the court for trying to do it the right way? Well, they're all criminals and I just want criminals out of my country. Undocumented immigrants are statistically less likely to commit crime than natural-born citizens. Well, they immigrated illegally, so that's a crime and they're a criminal. Undocumented entry into the United States is not a criminal offense. Existing in the United States without documentation is not a criminal offense. These people come up with lie after lie, myth after myth to justify their support for Trump and MAGA Republican mass deportations. But none of these lies or myths make any sense because it's not about legality. It's not about doing it the right way. It's not about family values. It's not about taxes. It's not about welfare. They're not from the right place, or they don't look the right way, or they don't speak the right language, or they don't have the right qualifications. What is happening in LA right now and around the country with mass protest against these mass deportations is an example of what happens when the people of the United States recognize that the government of the United States is not serving the people.
So it's official. If you are brown, you will be detained by ICE in this country. A U.S. disabled veteran was detained in the Camarillo ICE raids yesterday. It says so on his car that he's a disabled veteran. Yet they smashed his window and pepper sprayed him, and now they have him in custody, and his family doesn't know where he is. George Reyes, 25 years old, U.S. citizen. But because he's brown, they rounded him up in the ICE raid. And his family doesn't know what to do. Nobody is safe in this country if ICE is allowed to detain anybody because of their skin color, or anybody without a warrant or due cause. This is a U.S. citizen that they now have in custody who's a disabled veteran, which means this person has fought for this country, and this is how they're treated.
Our recruitment efforts to hire 10,000 new ICE officers has been extremely successful, Lawrence. As of today, we have over 80,000 applicants for those 10,000 positions already. People and patriots across this country that say, we want to join, we want to help and be a part of this effort. It's overwhelming to see the amount of response and support that our ICE officers have gotten and people who want to join their ranks.
I know what you guys are doing in California. Now I can see why you guys fought so hard and so long for illegal immigration. Now we all can see why a lot of the politicians in California and Los Angeles fought tooth and nail to keep protesters out there tearing up shit in their own city. Could it be the influx of illegal immigrants keep that state blue? Could it be that they're being counted in the census? Could it be the influx of illegal immigrants is what give you the seats you need in Congress and the Senate? Could it be that the large illegal immigrant population may affect your electoral college vote? Nah, maybe I'm thinking too hard. But there's something about this whole No Kings protest. There's something about all this stuff that was going on in Los Angeles and how the Governor Newsom, just let it happen. Miss Bass, the mayor, just let it happen. And as soon as President Trump tried to clean up their mess, they sued him. As soon as he brought in the National Guard, they had a...
Of course, this whole ICE detention and ICE arrest it's no longer a new news, right? I've said it here severally. Look for a place, or maybe go back to your countries. In fact, go back. If you know you're illegal, go back to your country. I'm serious. The orange president is not even playing. He's not joking. Go back to your countries. I don't know how you guys do it, but it's serious out there. People are being taken to those detention centers, and people are even losing their lives from there. No food, no water, no good shelter. People are not taking their bath, nothing. You don't want to be there, do you? What about you being deported to a country you don't even know anything about? Probably somewhere in Africa you don't know anything about. What do you think? Now, let me tell you the whole thing. I hope you watched that video of where that woman said over 80,000 people have actually applied for the job of ICE agents. And I'm like, who are these guys? Like 80K people like have actually, submitted their whatever. They want to work for ICE. When they said they wanted just 10K, now they have like 80K people who wants to work. That's to tell you how it is. You see them arresting people. They're going on trucks. They're going to construction sites. They are picking people. They're taking them away. Do you want to be part of them? I don't even know what to say. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're all over the place now. It's not like before you say, oh, they are reading Cali today. They are reading LA today. Now they're everywhere, Colorado, everywhere at the same time because they are now a lot. They have so many of them in numbers now working. You never can even tell. I heard some of them are even disguised as whatever. Guys, it's crazy out there. These people don't even care with the whole shortage of workers right now in construction sites, workers in farms, right? They don't care. They still go ahead picking up people. That's to tell you how serious they are with this thing. I don't know what you're still doing. I don't know why you're hell bent on you want to stay. When the owners of the place are saying leave, why don't you just leave? It's as simple as why don't you just leave? Must you be in America? When you're so illegal, must you be there? I know it's hard. A lot of people have had family, they have kids who are now citizens. Plan yourself and live, right? If you have property security to people who are your friends or whatever, people who can easily send, returns of you plan yourself. This is like how many months we've been talking about this. You're supposed to have gone. I feel so bad when I see people being taken away. I'm like, at this point, I felt a lot of people would have actually concluded whatever they have and left before these people come. But you guys are still adamant. You guys want to stay. You guys want to go to the alligator Alcatraz. Wow, that's serious. They are picking you people. Seriously picking you people. I felt so bad for that woman that went to drop her kids in school. And how will those kids go back home? How will they get back home that day? What will be their fate? I feel so bad because they're separating people from their family. They're separating kids from their parents. At this age, it's crazy. Leave. If you're not legal, please leave. If you're not documented, leave. They don't care if you have crime. If you don't have any crime, they don't give a damn. They want you to leave their country. Leave their country. So sad, but that is just the truth. Just leave. However, leave. I hope you've seen this. You enjoyed it, right? Please make sure to share this, subscribe, like, and I'll be back with another one. Keep staying with Global Jesus BJ. Thank you so much for your support. I love you all. Bye.